Record the Movie Podcast. We're Sean.
And Mampy.
Watch shit, talk shit, and most importantly, eat shit. We are the law.
And guess what we saw?
Fight or Flight, starring Josh Hartnett. And, I just looked it up, Charithra Chandran.
That's right.
And 100 other people, but almost all of them are completely disposable.
Yeah.
Almost literally.
It's a part, that's built into the story. You know this going in. You're like, well, not everybody in the cast is going to matter because
I'm not sure they're going to make it.
It's a double-decker plane filled with people. Fucking can't all of them survive.
Filled with killers.
Killer flight. It was a killer flight. Oh, that would have been a good... no, because there's no layover. I was like, oh, there's a killer layover, like some kind of... But it doesn't really work.
That's a sequel.
Yeah. Oh, that would be good.
He gets to wherever he gets, and they're still trying to kill him.
Airport's filled with assassins.
Ooh. The Wi-Fi goes out. We'll talk about the movie. The Wi-Fi goes out in the airport that they're landing at. So none of them get the message.
Yes.
That they're not supposed to kill him anymore.
Oh, I love it. I love
Pretty
it.
Good.
And then
Fight or Flight 2.
Towards the end, a huge explosion. And out comes John Wick. He is assigned to kill him. The ultimate assassin versus this guy.
And then you realize, spoiler alert, you're pre-John Wick's death.
And then you realize that it's all an ad for Ballerina. The new
Ballerina.
John Wick spin-off.
How do I learn to be a killer like you? It seems like you're already killing me. Okay, we watched Fight or Flight.
Yes, we did.
And I must know, Mampy.
Yeah.
What did you think of this film?
Oh my gosh. This to me, immediately from the trailer, I said, Bullet Plane. I knew it was Bullet Train.
Yes, absolutely.
I was like, this is very similar, just Josh Hartnett.
Incredibly similar.
Hart and Bent? What is it? I've never known. Hartnett or Bent? Oh, it's
Why would it be Bent?
I don't know. Sometimes there's names, they make you go, huh? Where'd that come from? Hartnett.
I wish his name was Hartnett.
That would be cool.
But I believe it's Hartnett.
Okay, so it's
like
Hartnett.
The hearts are little butterflies.
Yeah, you're trying to catch them.
And you've got a net.
Ooh, I want these hearts. I
love hearts.
Sell them at the market. Something like that, but that's how I'll remember from now on. I'll visualize that scene in my head.
Well, they don't make that noise, but...
Yeah. Butterflies. Man, if butterflies could whistle. That's... Wow. But it was just him instead of Brad Pitt, and then in a plane.
Yes.
That's what I was getting.
That is basically the only difference.
And, I have to say, I thought it had some fun stuff.
Yes.
But landed in a kind of,
yes.
middle, like, okay.
Yeah.
That was, yeah.
I, too, thought there was some really good stuff and some quite miserable stuff.
Yeah, it's like, oh,
and
Lord.
it's tough to, put those together and decide which is which, or not decide which is which, but decide how you end up with your, your score or whatever.
Yes, yeah.
Because there were definitely lots of times where I was like, this fucking sucks. But there were a ton of times where I was like, holy shit, this is fucking awesome.
Wait a minute, yeah.
So, I think truly it must have landed somewhere right in the middle.
It was...
Because if you want to see it, it will sort of give you the thing that you want it to be. Well, okay. It will give you the thing you expect, but not as good.
Yeah.
I saw the trailer. I really like Josh Hartnett, especially lately. And I love movies where there's fights.
Of course.
And so I was like, this is going to be great. And I thought it was, And most of that will be spoiled after the spoilers.
Yes. Absolutely.
But this is what happens in the movie.
Tell me about it.
There's a guy named Josh Hartnett. His character is like Chris or John or something like that. But really, he's Josh Hartnett, the actor.
Absolutely.
And he's got a nice Hawaiian shirt, and he's all fucked up in Bangkok. He fell asleep in Bangkok, and there's this mysterious organization run by a guy who says "fuck a lot," and also the lady from Battlestar Galactica.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, we're part of the CIA or some secret organization. We won't reveal that until later in the movie. We know all the information. We got one of those rooms with 100 screens, and we have some people typing.
Yep.
And they're typing, and they're looking for the ghost. The ghost is a world-renowned person who kills. They don't entirely tell what she or he does, but this ghost person is a killer and also maybe a terrorist.
Yes.
And so they're like, we gotta catch the ghost. But they got nobody near the plane. We don't know why.
Yeah.
They got nobody near the plane except Josh Hartnett. But Josh Hartnett, he's just a drunked up drunk who is disavowed.
Disavowed, baby.
By, I won't spoil it, another organization. And I won't tell you why until we get to the spoilers. So he's got to get on this plane and find the ghost. They don't know who the ghost is because the ghost has superpowers of, I don't know, hacking, I guess.
With his mind.
And can hack every computer and every video surveillance thing in the world.
Unstoppable.
So it doesn't see them. And then we find out that not only is Josh Hartnett on the job, but accidentally, or maybe on purpose, through the dark web. They say dark web maybe 4 times. Through the dark web. There have also been invited onto this plane maybe 100 other assassins.
Yeah, it's pretty intense.
Of various races and creeds and colors. It's sort of I have a dream speech of murder.
Yeah.
Which I don't think is what he intended.
No, but it is just nice to have people come together, and
yeah, that's true.
Gotta celebrate that.
Yeah, and Josh, he has to find the ghost, and he has to kill the ghost, and he also has to not get killed by everyone else while he's trying to kill the ghost. And if you're into fight movies, I thought the choreography in this was awesome.
Yeah, very fun stuff.
I thought the fights were really fun. They were pretty well, organized and covered. You could really get a sense of what was happening. They were incredibly violent and sort of increasingly violent. Lots of people were really getting their shit fucked up. People got cut apart and smashed and buzzed by various weapons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So, other than the fights, it's not the best.
Yeah, you kind of just want a supercut of all the fights, and you go,
yeah,
it's fun.
And honestly, other than Hartnett, the acting was pretty rough.
Pretty missed. Yeah, I was like, oof.
But I thought Hartnett was awesome.
He's really great.
This is another one of those movies where, without Hartnett, this would have been a fucking mess.
The only, I really enjoy the old movie Lucky Number 11 with Hartnett.
Yes.
And he was also, well, it's similar themes, I'll say that.
Yes.
But I think that's a better movie. Anyway.
Yes.
You love the fights. Yeah, I was like, this is fun. The fighting, we just keep fighting. That's all we need. Much just like Bullet Train, I was like, just keep fighting. Don't talk at all.
You don't always need people to talk.
No, you really don't.
And I know that they want to find a way for people to talk in the visual medium. And it just, you don't always need it. And another thing that we've learned many times in the past, 90 years of doing this podcast, you don't always need a B story.
No. Honestly, it can really detract. Cutting back to it, it's like, I don't want to see these people anymore.
In this one especially, you're just like, my God.
Who gives a shit?
These guys got nothing. Yeah. They're all dressed very, plainly in, dark suits. There's nothing visually interesting about the place they are because it's the same, room with TVs that is in every room with TV's
They
movie.
forced them to go outside at some point because they were just like, yeah, we can't keep being in this room.
This is fucking boring.
Yeah. I was like, God, me.
But we can't say anything else without spoiling this.
That's true.
And we can't say anything spoiling without talking about Magic Mind. A delicious elixir.
Delicious.
Mampy, I want to tell you about Magic Mind. You've had it a few times, so
Yes.
chip in whenever you want
tasty.
to. It's a tasty treat. It is a mental performance shot.
Ooh.
It's subtly sweet. It gives you a sharper mind, lower stress, and calm energy. And the main thing I'm thankful for is it doesn't make you feel like you're vibrating.
Yeah.
There's so many different energy drinks that make me feel like I'm vibrating, but also like I literally might die. Like,
Yeah.
Like if I have too many Red Bulls or Monsters or anything else like that, I can feel like, oh, this is death. This is what death feels like.
Well, they count on you being focused because you are literally like, I am so aware of my heart beating inside my body.
Freaking out.
Escape.
I better focus on something before I get scared.
Yeah. With a Magic Mind, I never feel
No.
like my life's in danger. I'm just like, I feel nice.
I just feel nice. I feel very focused. You'll notice that for the first part of this podcast, as I've been sipping it, I've been like talking total nonsense and sounding like an idiot. And for the rest of the podcast, I'm going to be very smooth,
Clarity.
very clear,
Wow.
and very mental performance-y.
This podcast has actually been a case study for Magic Mind to see how the effects over time will help.
And it works.
It's working.
It works. If you watch the rest of the podcast or listen to it, you're going to be like, wow, thank goodness he took that.
They get a new host because
Because before it's just like, I like movie.
and then afterwards he knows the facts, folks.
I like movie.
Cinema, film.
Hello there. I like movie. How are you? If you want some Magic Mind, and I highly recommend you get some because it's tasty. It's tiny. Even if you're like, I can't handle tangy things, it's like tiny. So if you want to shoot it, you can. Or if you want to put it with some milk or some others, like sort of like a matcha latte thing, you can do that. And you can go to magicmind.com/FCMay on the internet, and you can get 20% off your order or up to 48% off your subscription, which is a great deal.
You
Amazing deal.
effing kidding me?
And so, help them, help us. Thank you so much. magicmind.com/FCMay.
Get it.
And then go to euro.com/euro of the picture. What's the best part of this movie, Mampy?
The best part of this picture, Fight or Flight, the stunning pre-summer blockbuster, I would say, because it's not quite summer yet. We got over a month left, but
It's not quite a blockbuster.
It's not quite a blockbuster.
I would guess. I haven't checked.
It's a block. It's just a block. It's kind of just in there taking up space.
Yeah.
And
certainly Minecraft and Sinners and Thunderbolts are all just destroying this movie, right?
Absolutely. I can't imagine this is even on anyone's radar. I don't. They didn't even know the plane is coming in. They've never heard of this. But I'd have to say there's a death that I liked in the picture. Where
I would love to hear about this death, especially if it's your favorite.
It's a fun one. It's just a fun one. It's not the most gruesome. It's just a nice little joke. He kills a man with a laptop, slams it down on his neck, and as he does, it goes doom 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 doom, and does the windows power down. I was like, that's a nice. Now that's when the editing really came in clutch, I'd say.
Yeah.
I went, I know, I can get down with that.
Did you say that out loud?
Yeah. I wish.
Hey, everybody. I can get down with that.
Hey, the other 3 people in this theater, not counting the man asleep, we are watching cinema in action.
We're locked in.
We're locked in. From that moment on, other than the parts where I really wasn't interested in the movie, I was locked in. So
we can get down with this.
we can get down, baby.
Mine is very vague. I have like 4 different very vague things that I liked about this
tell
movie.
me about it.
But we can also talk about more specifics. In general, I thought that Hartnett was the good part.
Yeah, I agree.
Like, and him fighting, obviously, but him acting as well. Like, some of the other people were fine.
Yeah.
You know, they some were not, didn't seem like maybe they were trying that hard at all, but most of them felt like they were at least trying.
Yeah.
But Hartnett just was like not trying very hard at all and was just like so incredibly watchable.
Yeah.
And it seemed like, who knows, it seemed like he was doing a lot of the fighting.
Yeah, I
Maybe?
was pretty convinced otherwise.
And the fighting just ruled.
Yeah, I agree.
That's probably my actual favorite part. I just thought all of the fights were good. And there were a million of them. And they like managed to make use of the spaces in really good ways. Like there's a few moments when like shit was really going down. Like there's one moment when Hartnett is kind of getting attacked by 1,000 people, as he is often throughout the movie, and he does like a little hop, skip, and jump over different seats to get from one row to the other. And there's just like little stuff like that keeps kicking ass.
Absolutely.
And this is like another of the nobody movies of the John Wick movies where they just haven't figured out the rest.
Yeah, how to make it work.
They didn't figure out how to make it a movie. But as for just a demonstration of shooting and creating and making into like a lyrical thing fights. That was great.
Pretty cool. Yeah,
like these fight coordinators should make a movie that's good.
Absolutely. That's what
they should be allowed to make a movie.
There should
that has other good parts in between the fights.
There needs to be a category in these awards show that's like best choreography despite the movie being not that great. Because there's tons of action movies where you're like, well, the fights were cool.
So many.
It's like, oh man, if it was just fights.
The one with Ke Kwan that really sucked quite bad. A lot of the fights were pretty fucking good. I mean, it's just like everything where anybody had to talk to anybody else. It was just like, ugh.
It's so...
Shut the fuck up.
Man, it sucks so bad. Yeah, you're like in a movie and you're like, please stop having these scenes. It's not working. It's really
especially,
not working.
I mean, we're not talking shit yet.
No. But
they should think of things.
Something, yeah.
Some of the stuff I liked. Okay, so this is some stuff I liked. That is not as good as the fights or Hartnett.
Yeah.
But there were times when it felt like they were trying to make it into a British comedy.
Yeah, I could see that. Like
in the cockpit, there's like 2 British pilots, and they're pretty funny.
Yeah,
and they have good bits. Almost all of the what is their job title? The people who deliver
stewards. The stewardess?
Stewards.
What do you call it? Yeah,
are they still called stewards?
Flight attendant.
Flight attendants. Yes,
go.
The flight attendants are all British.
Yes.
And sometimes they are doing pretty funny bits.
Yeah, I didn't mind them mostly.
If they had been much funnier, that would have been great.
If we had got a Coogan or the other guy.
if a Coogan or a Rob Brydon, if they had been the pilots, that would have been fucking amazing.
David Mitchell, I don't know if you know him. He would have been...
Sounds great.
He's got one of those top voices.
Mike Heimdall. Have him do a bit. Some kind of bit. I don't know what.
Honestly, you turn the pilot and the co-pilot into your like silly side characters, like in Pirates of the Caribbean. These 2 dudes you keep cutting back to. Give them the B story, not the stupid agency that's like, what's the update? Who cares about the update?
Hey, fucker.
Yeah.
Hey, you cocksucking motherfucker. Why don't you fuck your cocksucker, you motherfucker?
Right.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Man.
Okay, uh-oh.
I think
Someone's got a case of the edgies.
the edgies, yeah, it felt very like. Okay, we'll get. I don't want to get too mean on.
We're good. We'll get to it.
Pretty much all my good things are like I didn't mind the banter between the two flight attendants and Hartnett. I thought that was a fun little triangle.
Yeah.
I honestly wish they had kept that going. Like,
yes,
I think there could have been more there. I like the first meeting, Cayenne. He meets a man named Cayenne who wants to be a singer, but it turns out to be an assassin who is just trying to kill him. And that was a nice little moment and a little surprise.
And that guy was funny and massive.
Yeah, that's a
like a huge dude, but also quite funny.
Yeah, I liked that stuff. It was fun.
Mm-hmm.
They, kind of jumping off some airplane humor. Oh, I'm stuck by this guy, but then he's a killer. Stuff like that.
This guy trying to kill me?
Oh no!
Are you serious?
Oh, I like the flight attendant, the really sassy British one, when he kept telling Josh Hartnett to hold on. He's talking
the guy with the red hair?
Yeah, he's talking to a lady who's a preferred, platinum member, and he's like, wait, and then there's literally people trying to kill them all, and he's like, I'm doing my job, hold up.
There's a good bit with him later. Where because everyone on the top floor has been murdered, one of these high rollers gets moved to the bottom floor, and he says, I think he's saying to Hartnett, maybe he's like, she's actually been very affected. She's really not used to sitting around poor people.
Yeah.
You think, of course, that he's going to say she witnessed 100 murders, but it's just simply that she has to sit in business class with the poors.
And she looks so shocked. Just yeah. Which,
poor gal.
I mean, when you compare the two spaces, you're like, wow, they've really got it made.
I mean, truly.
I once saw an airplane that had the beds on it, the highest rank. I was like, but a turbulence in a bed, that seems awful.
Floating up.
Yeah, that'd be horrible. But
you know what else I liked?
What else?
I think this is just a fucking knockout of a title.
Oh yeah, perfect title.
I think it's a perfect title. Fight or flight.
Yeah,
it's on a flight.
And that's
that's amazing.
I think it's great.
The movie doesn't deserve it in many ways because it's an extremely right in the middle movie.
Yes,
right in the middle to maybe slightly less, depending on what scene you're in.
Yeah, depending.
It is a real roller coaster where it's oh god, fuck yeah, cool. Oh fuck.
The lows are maybe as low as a movie goes, and the highs are okay, that's pretty cool.
The lows really suck.
The lows blow, man.
Can we talk about the lows yet?
Okay, let me just say a couple more things.
Please. Sorry.
There's a great moment where a little man gets stuffed inside of an overhead bin. I really like that.
It's really good.
And then Hartnett later uses him. He opens the bin, and the little man kicks the other guy, and then he closes him back in there. I was like, that was fun. That's like Stooges. We're getting kind of goofy with this. I like that.
Exactly. That kind of stuff was really smart.
Yeah. It worked.
And they even let that guy out later, and he's pretty funny getting out of the compartment as well. These just good, perfect little bits.
Very fun. And yeah, sometimes it was very brutal where I did not expect it. The triad lady getting the glass stabbed through her eye, and then he headbutts the glass door, goes in further. I was like, oh, yikes. It was fucked up. I was like, damn.
It was cool. That's cool.
Yeah, pretty brutal, some of that.
There is also a huge chainsaw fight.
Yes, I was like, how can you not mention that? That's just fun. They're having a good time. People's arms getting cut off, and it's fun because they're just fighting with fists usually, and then he's blocking and then slicing their arms off. Or they're landing on him, and he's it's getting covered. I mean,
that's good.
How do you not enjoy something like that? That's just a good old time at the
chainsaws. Are a ton of fun.
I love them. I love them. I am sick of hiding it.
It's also kind of the alternate version of the end of Pulp Fiction, because he gets to look at a bunch of things, and one of them is a chainsaw.
Yeah,
and he just passes it by to get the the katana.
Yeah.
And in this, Hartnett, he gets a nice chainsaw,
like,
and he gets to go for it.
Let's just cut some folks up, see what happens. They're on a plane, you can't be shooting.
See what's inside.
You could shoot, but we see the consequences.
Mm-hmm.
Not a good idea.
You fly out the damn thing.
Blow a hole in the... I mean, I did like the lady kicking the dude out the hole in the plane. That was fun.
Yes.
That was a nice moment.
And then Hartnett is about to fly. Everybody's like hanging on for dear life, as you do when the cabin is depressurized.
Yeah.
And he does a little drop and like kicks a guy out and like then holds on.
Yeah, that was nice.
Good bit.
Because he's high at that point, I believe.
That's a good scene.
Sometimes they don't do the high stuff right, but he's on like toad venom or something. So it is one where, who knows, it probably would be insane. And not a little bit. Like he takes like I think the whole thing of it.
He gets incredibly fucked
and
up.
There's this woman the whole time who has like, she looks like a comic book villain or something. Like she looks insane. These big glasses and her eyes have this like, the pupils are like leaking out or something. I forget the name of that. And she gets up and she's like, I'm the apex predator. And then he just like instantly kills her, but like instead of blood, it's sparks. And I really like that. I almost wish
the reveal's really good.
I wish
because like you see. They don't really show in the drug world.
Yeah,
they don't show him doing any stabbing or anything.
Yeah, it's just
like you just suddenly see a bunch of like beautiful sparks come out from behind her head, and then they cut to the real world, and like there's a bunch of passengers getting splattered with blood because she's been stabbed in the top of her head. That's good.
Wild, yeah. I just almost would have loved more people with sparks coming. That would have been fun to see.
You can do a whole drug scene. It doesn't have to be one person.
I love visual gag. Like I still love Kingsman. The heads all blowing up. Like I love stuff like that. That's fun.
A good bit.
We're just having fun, folks.
What if we had fun?
Once
in our lives.
Yeah, I really like that. I like the build up as if this is going to be some big deal, and then it's not at all because. She's just killed instantly. It's really fun.
Yeah, they show her a few times. You're like, oh, this lady must be a badass.
And maybe under different circumstances, but not today.
Yeah.
It didn't work.
He had the toad venom. He was ready to kill.
There's a last thing I'll mention. Clarinet. There's a clarinet knife. Fun little idea.
That's good.
Yeah, I was like, oh, that's...
Clarinet knife is nice.
I wonder if you could. Yeah.
There's a... Wait, is it a clarinet? I think it's a flute gun in Rogue Nation.
Oh, I forgot about flute gun.
Yeah, cool. Flute gun. Pretty good. But it can't all be good.
No, really.
Do you know that?
Truly can't.
So the worst thing, in my opinion, the low main of all the low mains, this one is also vague. The entire B story. Every part of the B story.
There was no moment I enjoyed of the B story. At all. I could not mention a single part.
It was like, one, it was just like not very interesting, not very good, but also just like completely unnecessary.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think it was there because they wanted to make a point, because like part 2 of the worst thing is the fact that near the end of the movie, when they're doing their long talk, like the two main evil people who work at this company that we think is like the CIA or something, they reveal that it's actually social media.
Yeah. Wow.
And I mean, I think if that was a thing that was not revealed as like a mind blower, but instead was just like, we work at Facebook, and we have all the power. Like, we can find anything out about you. That would be a lot more interesting than like, oh, did you know that it's actually social media, man?
Yeah.
And you're just like, oh, it's stupid. That's stupid to do that.
And there was nothing powerful about the reveal. It was just like, okay.
Especially because it was just like, I think it was like Blue Rocket something.
Yeah. Like,
and you just had to go, I guess that's a social media platform?
Yeah, it was very vague.
because I don't know what else it would be.
And that, like, they had all these weird, like, commentaries by the agents, like, oh, these woke people doing yoga. I was like, what? I don't understand what is this doing? Like, I don't get it. It was very odd. Or, like, I think they make fun of someone for going to therapy. I'm like, what? Yeah. I don't understand this writing. Like, it's very strange.
They're bad.
I guess.
Which is, I mean, I guess sort of, in some way makes sense. Yeah. Or may have been good if it hadn't been bad.
Yeah. It was just...
Like, if maybe there's a way to make that interesting, but it starts with that story.
Yeah.
Right? Doesn't it?
I think so. I don't
know.
Well,
first there's like a quick murder montage.
Yeah.
To be like, oh, this isn't all going to be bad. And then they cut to the B story.
I bet they really did do that because they were like, man, if we start like this
is not going to help.
All the screenings.
Because he's like, fuck. He just keeps saying fuck.
Yeah.
And it's really just like sub Deadpool, like edgy shit, where it's like, how many times are you going to say fuck? In like just a kind of a general way that's not funny or interesting.
There was a movie. I just want to put gather all of these movies that are in this category of just like they feel like ripoffs of other movies, and they're not doing them as well. It's like action, so it's still kind of fun, but it's just over the top. There was one that felt like they were trying to go so hard for like Quentin Tarantino vibes, and they kept saying like crazy words and slurs and stuff, and it was all like everyone gathers and like shooting each other in this building. I forget what the hell it was called. It was so long ago at this point, but I was like,
good.
Oh, they're really trying.
Domino? Was it Domino?
It was like Gun Night or something. I don't even remember. Some weird movie. I forget. It had that guy
Night of
from
Gun.
District 9 in it, and he was like, "Where's the guns at, man?" And I was like, they're somewhere, I'm sure.
Oh, gun again.
Brie Larson, I think, was in it. It was a weird movie.
Oh, I remember this movie. Yeah. I think I watched like 13 seconds of it on Netflix or something, and I was like, I don't need to watch this.
Yeah, we were sadly in the theater, and we were like, well, guess we're watching the rest of this.
I mean, that's the kind of thing that I like, is when people are somewhere shooting each other.
I know, you'd think. Just wasn't that good.
I just think the problem with all of these movies, any of these movies like this, is that they want to make it something more than it is.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's great.
Yeah, it can work
but
out.
I think some people just need to be a little more realistic with themselves.
Yeah.
It's like, do I have the power to make this some great social commentary? Maybe I don't.
I don't think I do, yeah.
Or even if it had just been the ghost stuff, because some of the ghost stuff is kind of interesting, because she's just like, oh yeah, I've been doing terrorism to stop child labor.
Exactly,
it's like, oh, that's kind of interesting.
Okay, yeah, that works. I mean,
okay, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
But like the fact that there's this entire other real bummer kind of scene where it's just like, every time they cut to that office, it's just like, oh, please. Fuck.
Stop.
In the fact that it is like so specifically cut off into different levels, where it's like, I know the moment it cuts to that, after I've seen like a few scenes of it sucking, I'm like, it's just never gonna get good. Yeah. Cut back to the fighting.
Please.
Let me see Josh Hartnett. He's so charismatic and good.
It was like reverse of Flight Risk, where like in Flight Risk I was like, it feels like I would like to see another area. Because they're like talking to someone the whole time. And then in this one I was like, I just cut out all that. Like
they could have at least shown that nice Indian guy in Flight Race.
I know, that would it was
kind of funny.
Yeah, they're both playing movies, and they've got a lot going against them in both of them. So.
Yes. This one does have a lot going on.
Yeah.
Do you have a least favorite?
Yeah, my least favorite, I mean, it's very similar. It has to do with the B story. I thought the double agent guy we start with was just like unbearable. Like the whole time, I was like, how did this guy get this role? Like, I don't get it. He's not a good actor. His lines are atrocious.
He's so unlikable.
Yeah, there's no part of him that is like, you're just like, ugh. And I know
And,
you're
like,
not supposed to, but it's like...
Sure, sometimes there's a character like that where it's like I'm not supposed to like him, but whatever. He's kind of cool, or I admire him in some way, or like maybe he's funny.
Yeah, not
And
this
they're
time.
attempting to do that thing where they're like so evil it's funny.
Yeah.
But there's just no laughs on that end.
No laughs. I felt like the humor was very like 2008, like very bizarre.
Yes.
Like he even is like, they're gonna eat a bag of dicks, and I was like, what?
He
A bag
does say
of dick? Like I was just like, oh Lord, like that to me is on the same level of like, I'll cut you, like that type of writing. Just like, what the fuck? Like this is really like that was just so bizarre to me.
I mean, maybe the script is literally that old.
And maybe it could, sure.
But you can revise the
Punch
script.
it up, baby. Punch it up.
I mean, the main way to punch it up, truly, is cut out that whole story.
None of it.
You could
needed to be
easily have Josh Hartnett wake up. He gets a text. He's reading these texts. And then he gets on the plane.
there. Yeah.
And then he realizes that all the other people are there to kill him.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
It would be 73 minutes.
Yeah.
And you'd be like, this is fucking
it's
awesome.
moving. It's fun.
I'm so glad that this movie was not an hour and 40 minutes for just no goddamn reason.
Yeah.
You don't have to stretch it out.
You really do. I would like to send that message out to all the filmmakers. Do not stretch it out. If you can do it in less time, go for it. That's my challenge to you all.
Leave them, as they used to say, wanting more.
Yes, not like so overstuffed that you're like, no. And overstuffed on bland. Just like these mashed potatoes had no seasoning, and I've just been shoveling them down my throat.
I like
for
a
2
potato
hours.
as much as the next guy.
But not
But
much.
Jesus Christ.
No thanks.
These taters suck.
These? No.
Okay, this is the second worst thing in my opinion. At the end of the movie, everyone that we like has survived. Well, sort of. Actually, a lot of people we like have died. But the ghost, played by Charithra Chandran, and Josh Hartnett, who plays Josh, they have both survived. They're like, she's like, oh, thank you so much for saving me.
Yeah.
She's crying a little bit. And he's like, you saved me too. And that's really brutal.
It doesn't play at all. Like, it doesn't. I haven't felt that arc in the story at all. And I was like, what? Just a last minute, like, oh, yeah, you're good. I'm not going to turn you in. It's like, okay.
Yes. I mean, that's fine.
Yeah.
But just like the fact that he's like, you saved me too, for where they're like trying to go for some ending that is not at all in the rest of the movie.
Yeah, it just feels very weird.
There's like a 3-second moment in the B story when she's like, yeah, he used to work for the Secret Service, and then some guy was beating up prostitutes, and he beat up the guy who was beating up prostitutes, which is fine.
Yeah.
Like, that's cool. You should beat up guys who beat up prostitutes.
I love it.
But, like, I think that was the moment that made us think, or that they thought would get us to this ending.
Yeah, I didn't quite understand where that emotion was coming from. I was like, what? Okay. All right, sure. Whatever.
You say so.
It's like in that Superman movie where suddenly, like the newer Superman, suddenly Lois Lane's like, I love you. And you're like, they've known each other for an hour. Like, I don't understand this at all.
They just love each other, man.
It's just in there, man.
They have to for the story.
The stank story. Okay, I got you.
And it's also weird because the ending, like, essentially, the reason that Josh Hartnett is in the movie is because he's trying to, like, save his life, sort of. He's, like, literally trying to save his life, but also he's been on the run from, like, the different people who are trying to kill him. There's, like, some side of I don't know. There's a thing out on him.
Yeah.
There's what is the thing called even?
There's like for him. Find him. You better find him.
They just want to find him.
Yeah.
And kill him.
Yeah.
There's a they want to find him and kill him order out on him. Mm-hmm. And that's not gone, right?
I don't remember. I'm trying to remember if there's a point where they just go, well, now that they know what the ghost looks like, they don't care about your bounty.
Oh, that's true.
Point. I don't know if it ever got taken off.
And also, I guess they have a super duper computer, so they can do whatever they want, really?
Yeah.
So maybe that's sort of a happy ending?
Yeah, why did the ghost at no point just hack in and be like,
I would have done that if I were her.
Yeah. Okay.
If they want to go for, like, that kind of, like, sweet, like, kind of sweet ending, just simply, like, cut to some sort of industrial area in wherever, wherever they have child labor, and have thousands of children run out the door.
Yeah, we did it.
And that's it. You would feel great if you saw a bunch of kids going, yeah, and running out. You'd be like, well, this is amazing.
Well, they did it, and I'm proud of them.
Yeah. But they didn't.
They didn't.
I mean, obviously, it's expensive to have thousands of children, but hundreds?
Yeah, just get 100 kids and then duplicate them 10 times. And
also, at the same time, you've got, if these are kids doing child labor, just go to someplace with child labor. And then just, like, give them $100.
There we go.
And say, hey, can they run out for 30 seconds? And then you can put them back in the child labor.
But they get to keep the money. They get to keep, look. They get to keep.
Let them keep 35 cents each.
You better.
Or else.
I felt like just a lot was missing. It was a little odd. Like, I felt like the flight attendant guy who's like super anxious, who like is first in the kind of group of them. He just sort of vanishes for the last part of the movie, and that's one of my big pet peeves of movies. They like set characters up,
or does he just go away?
He just disappeared. He was like, he had like some line, and then he just was gone. Like, nowhere in the movie did they ever address him. I was like, I don't like when that happens. I'm like, wait,
I'm going somewhere. I've got to do a thing.
Yeah, you could have like, I was waiting for them to set up something where he triumphantly saves them or something happens where it's like, oh, he did something, but they were just,
even if right at the end he like bursts out of a closet.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad I'm not dead.
Yes.
Instant. Oh, I also didn't get the scene with the Mormons going in the cockpit. Like, I was like, what's happening? And they had like the Bibles, and like that got the pilot and the co-pilot killed or something. I was like, what is going on? My
read on it was that simply that they were assassins dressed as Mormons.
Okay, I was just so confused.
But also, yeah, it was just weird.
But why did they kill? It just didn't make sense. I was like, wait, you killed the pilots?
Yeah. Why on earth would you kill the pilots?
Yeah, that whole scene.
You're in the plane.
I was like, are they trying to do some dumb commentary on that too? Like, I was like, what's happening?
Who knows?
It's so weird.
Who knows?
It was such a bizarre sequence. So that stuff didn't make any sense. And it just, the humor sometimes was, which I should have known. Same with Bullet Train. I was like, this is atrocious.
It is very similar to Bullet Train.
Yeah, very similar.
Like, very, very, very similar to Bullet Train. I think the fights and choreography in this is a little better.
I agree.
Than Bullet Train.
Yeah, I agree. It's kind of funny.
Maybe overall around the same, because I feel like some of the stuff in Bullet Train was like slightly humorous.
Yes, I think it was weird. It was like, more successful in the fighting in this movie, but way more, not way more, but a bit more successful in the humor in Bullet Train. Yeah. But there's some really bad humor stuff that gets pretty close to Bag of Dicks for me. I was like, the part where they keep saying bitch over and over, I was like, oh. Why? I'll be honest, I had someone open up to me and they're like, that movie is awesome, and like kept going on about it, and I was like, I just have to, dude. You just have to choose silence in those moments, right? You just go, I
mean,
if they ask your opinion, I guess you tell them. But
yeah, if they ask my opinion, I have to go, I know you liked it, but
Not for me.
It just wasn't for me.
Yeah, that's
Or to say something kind like that.
Yeah,
and not
exactly.
just like, I thought it mostly sucked.
yeah.
It sucked so fucking bad. And also could have been good because Brad Pitt is, when he's well used, like one of the great, like, handsome actor dudes.
Come on.
And but yeah, it kind of sucked bad.
Yeah.
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 Do you have anything else to say about Fight or Flight?
No, I think we have exhausted our resources on that.
If you've gotten this far, truly, if you're just into fights, I think you'll have a good time with this because really, I thought the fights kind of kicked
They were
ass.
very fun.
Some of them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them, I was just like, this is just really well done. Completely solid. You can see what's happening. You know what's happening. That's it. That's all I need from a cool fight. It's just like cool stuff is happening and I can see it happen.
And
I'm not having to picture in my head what might have just happened when that guy swung his arm.
Yeah.
There's just people doing like this and you see them do this.
Exactly.
I like that.
I love it. I love getting to see a fight happen.
You know what I love?
What?
Panda Express presents Express Yourself about the movies you watched this week. We watched other movies this week. Play the theme song.
Ding 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 bring bring boink. It's time for the Panda Express doo doo because we got some things expressed ding ding about the things we watched boop boop this week. Da 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 da.
Are you doing what is that? The presidential march, or is that? No,
What
that's
is that?
graduation. Right?
Graduation. Yeah, we're graduating into this part of the podcast. I just hit my hand on a disc. Ow!
How did that feel?
Not great. It's punishment, karmic punishment for doing that extra bit on the song, and I'll stick.
Never do the extra bit, or else you will hit your hand on a fucking
hand.
table.
And I'm sad to say, this is going to be a Sean exclusive.
You didn't watch any movies this week?
I'm so bad about it. I always tell myself, I'm like, all right, just watch one movie, just one movie.
I watched a million.
Okay,
I've got it covered, Mampy.
Tell me about it. Oh,
I'll tell you about these movies.
there is something I watched
First,
but I won't. Well, I'll do it after. I'll do it post. It's just a little thing I'll say.
just tell me in between one of the three that I have.
I love it.
I watched an Indian movie in Tamil.
Oh,
Called Retro.
retro. Oh yeah.
I told you a little bit about this movie, but I'll tell the people. What happens is when he was a little kid, this man, I can't remember his name, but this man, when he was a little boy, witnessed his father being killed. And because of that, he can never smile again.
Oh wow.
Great concept already. And then he grows up and he's like taken in by this family of like thugs. Like it's like a gangster family, and he becomes like total extreme badass.
Love it.
Partly just because he can't smile, but also he just like gets really good at punching and kicking people. And then he decides he meets someone special, and he decides he's going to get married and leave the gangster lifestyle. Wow. But his daddy won't have that. And so it's this battle between not just about love and fights, but it's also about there's like they have to go to different islands. There's an island population there that also does not smile. Because they're like in such a horrible slave position.
Oh, damn.
They're like doing such horrible work that they're just deeply unhappy people. And he has to find a way to save them too.
Wow.
There's just tons of really awesome fighting, great songs. There's like a wedding scene in the middle that's like one of these long takes, and sometimes those suck, but this one does not suck. It just was totally awesome and such an interesting combination of things, and really like boils down the like the fascinating part of this kind of Bollywood Hollywood thing between like this mashup of violence and dance.
Yeah.
Because they're at this wedding, they're like literally singing songs and dancing, and then he will get like pulled aside to talk to his father, who's like, you know what, if you don't stop fucking around with me, I'm gonna kill your wife, and like that kind of shit.
Yeah.
That's like so deeply fucked up. And there's just like fights, and also sometimes he has to go in and pretend that it's still his wedding.
Whoa.
So he has to be like, I'm dancing. and in the end, he has to learn how to smile.
I love it.
Really fucking good. I don't think it's playing in theaters anymore, but it will probably be on Netflix because most Indian movies end up on Netflix.
Yes,
which is good.
That is true.
I saw 2 other films. When do you want to talk about your film?
I just had something to say about something I watched this week, so we can just let you do your.
Say it.
Okay. Well,
just say it. You motherfucker.
So after seeing Thunderbolts,
you saw Thunderbolts?
Yes, I saw Thunderbolts. My
that was this week, right?
Yeah. We technically, I mean, we did the episode, so it feels silly to.
That's true.
To bring it up, but I did see it. But my partner's dad is a huge Marvel head, and was talking to me about Thunderbolts, and I revealed that I was kind of piecing things together because I hadn't seen the 12,000 shows that like explain everything. And he was like, "Well, you know this character," and I was like, "No." And then he just explained like for like 40 minutes all these connections, and I was like, "Okay." And he's like, he's like, "You got to watch these shows." I was like, "I don't have Disney Plus." He goes, "I'm adding you to the account." Start catching up. And I was like, oh God. So like I started low key last night, and I was like, I just don't like superheroes because they're just cops. They're just cops for the government. They're annoying. Like I don't like them. So I was like, and in this show, they're like the TVA that was like in Deadpool. They're like time cops. It's like everything's
but not even as cool as a time cop.
They're boring like regular cops. I was like, this sucks. So I was kind of like, I just don't think I'm into this.
Just pretend you like it.
Yeah, I'll catch as I can, and I'll be like, oh yeah, I remember when that character did that.
Yes, when the Thing did the stuff.
Yes, it'll be great. You know, I'll try to power through, but we'll see.
Please power through.
I'll try.
You gotta fake it till you make it.
And it's really easy to fake it if you've seen it. You're like, well, I have watched it with my eyes.
You've seen Thunderbolts.
I did see some. That was huge.
That'll hold you over.
Yeah, it means something.
Yeah. You'll be able to go, well, I know who that lady is and that guy is. Mm-hmm. I watched 2 other movies.
Tell me about
I'm going to get through them fast. I watched Reanimator.
Oh, the classic.
An incredible movie, which I had never seen on the big screen. And really, even though it was very high in my estimation, rose even higher, seeing it big. It really is just like a deeply fucked up movie. And is like transgressive in like truly insane ways. Yeah. Like, and obviously it always was. Mm-hmm. But like when you see it and you're around a bunch of people, you're like, oh my God, this movie is insane. Yeah. The shit they're doing in this movie is fucking dark.
It is wild. But
it's still really funny.
Yeah.
Like it's still a great time. But like some of the shit they do in that movie is just like, I can't even believe they thought of this.
Yeah.
There's like a beheaded man who's trying to have sex with a woman.
It's so crazy.
It's like, what the fuck is this? This is crazy. Yeah. It's really an amazing movie. I had such a great time.
Yeah.
Also, for the dearly departed Mother's Day, the Mother's Day that just passed.
Yes.
I introduced my roommate to Evil Dead Rise.
Oh, had never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Or they had never seen it.
They had never seen it, yes. And it really rocks incredibly hard.
I think it's a fun movie. I liked it.
Upon watching this one again, I think that the Evil Dead series is the best horror series.
Yeah, it's just fun. It has so many avenues you can go down.
And it's incredibly consistent. Now, I mean, there's only 5 of them, I guess,
Yeah.
now. But all of them are like, these are awesome.
Yeah, it's
Like,
true.
Final Destination, which I love, is like, there's a few that kind of or whatever, and most of them are amazing. Halloween, there's like 7 that are like kind of bad.
Yeah, very true.
Jason, it's like there's 2 or 3 that kind of suck. Like, all of these series.
Yeah, kind of muddled.
Evil Dead just has 5 amazing
really
movies.
fun movies. Yeah,
Those are the only movies they have.
Hey, and even the show, I loved it. I personally
It's a
loved
really
it.
good
I was
show,
like, this
too.
is fun. I'm having a blast.
Now, it helps that 3 of the 5 were directed by
Yeah,
Sam Raimi.
that is true.
One of our greatest filmmakers of all time.
Very true.
A man who was just sort of desperate to make things look different and
Yes.
interesting. And man, he did a great job.
And I think the Fede Alvarez Evil Dead is a masterwork in its own thing. But Rise was more in my zone of disgusting.
Yes.
That one stretched a little out where I was like, oh God, even I'm like, this is too this bit
The
too
Fede Alvarez one is excruciating.
Yeah, it's like, oh my God.
You are like taken to the limit of what the human body can handle in watching a movie.
Yeah.
Where like people are doing such horrific things to each other. And also there's very little fun.
Yeah, the fun.
Like it is sort of an enjoyable experience because you're so fucking grossed out and scared.
Yeah.
But like Evil Dead Rise and all the other ones are like there's moments that are so much like silly and
Having a
fun.
good time.
And the Alvarez one is just like
Dread.
we're gonna fucking stew in this shit.
Yeah.
There's gonna be people cutting off their face.
Yeah, that part. Oh man, that part's so brutal. It's like, why?
You just hear like scraping on teeth. Oh.
Yeah, that was.
And then
rough.
they reveal fucking cheek. Really good movie.
That's a wild one. Wild ride.
So fucked up. Though I do laugh a lot during that movie just because it's so insane.
Yeah, you gotta laugh sometimes to keep from.
Just like, holy
don't let
fuck.
it in.
This
Don't let it in.
Fede Alvarez is a fucking nut.
Yeah.
I hope Fede gets to make a movie of his own.
Fede, yeah. Bring it
I mean, I loved The Last Alien, but just let him make a movie.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. He's got
Please?
great skills, so let him use them.
I mean.
I'm mean.
Don't breathe? Holy shit.
Don't breathe.
Holy. Okay. We can't start talking about every other movie
we'll
by
be
a
here for
filmmaker that I
hours.
like. I'm starting to believe, and I'm starting to think, but you can back me up on this, Mampy, that Final Destination, the new one, is coming out this week and that we're going to watch
I
it.
do believe so, and I think that would be a great plan.
I love those movies, and if you love those movies, tweet at us at Food Court Cast. Respond to a TikTok or an Instagram or one of the other things.
One of them.
Get on Spotify and like you can ask questions there. I have no idea how to respond to them, but
Yeah.
just go ahead and
Do it
Go ahead and
anyway.
ask questions, and maybe I'll figure it out. Just if you are a subscriber or just a lover of the show, thank you so much. Tell other people how much you love the show. We desperately need you to do
Yes,
this.
we need your word of mouth. It is the lifeblood of podcasts.
And it fills our blood with sweet plastics.
Yes.
Makes us strong.
Oh, plastics.
Till we eat the purple bars. Mampy, thanks so much.
Of course, thank you.
And on behalf of you, Mampy Hikes, I'm Sean Parrott saying to everybody out there, Bon appetit!